Hello, this is Damon, the Chief Strategy Officer for BlueDAG. In this video, I will demonstrate the features of BlueDAG's Apprentice Mobile application. The Apprentice app is designed for novices with no knowledge of accessibility codes. Users of the Apprentice app are called collectors. Collectors do not need login credentials for your BlueDAG subscription. Anyone with a suitable Android or iOS smartphone can be a collector. Let's begin. Log into your BlueDAG subscription and click Evaluations on the sidebar menu. Click the Create Evaluation button. A modal will open for the new evaluation. Fill in all the requested information for the evaluation type and location. Under What are you evaluating? Select the option that best matches the facility or feature to be inspected. Under Who would you like to assign this evaluation to? Note that you can have both inspectors and collectors associated with the evaluation. Inspectors can work on evaluations in the web portal and can also use BlueDAG's Pro mobile app in the field. Inspectors must have login credentials for your BlueDAG subscription. Collectors use the Apprentice Mobile app to complete fieldwork assigned to them. As noted before, collectors do not need a login for your BlueDAG subscription, so anyone can be a collector. Click on the Collectors field and choose one or more collectors from the list that appears. If you need to add someone, click the Add Collector link and fill in the information requested. Click Save to create the new evaluation. The collectors who were assigned this evaluation received an email containing a link. They used the link to open the evaluation in the Apprentice app. Let's take a look at that now. I'll open the email app on my phone. The BlueDAG Collector Assignment email is at the top of my inbox. I'll open the email. The message informs me that I have been assigned to an evaluation and provides a link to open it on my Apprentice app on my phone. If I don't already have the Apprentice app installed, I'll be prompted to install it. Let's see what that looks like. I'll click the link to open the evaluation. I don't have the Apprentice app installed, so I'm taken to a screen that prompts me to install the app on my device. I use an iPhone, so I'll click the Apple App Store icon. I'll click Get to download and install the app. Then I click Open to launch the app. The Apprentice app needs access to your camera and photo storage, so grant those permissions when prompted. Now that the Apprentice app is installed, clicking an evaluation assignment link in an email will open the evaluation in the app. Let's do that now. I'll switch back to my email program and click the link for the evaluation assignment again. This time, I'm prompted to open it in the Apprentice app. I accept that option, and now we see the evaluation under My Assignments in the Apprentice app. Unlike BlueDAG's Pro mobile app, the Apprentice app requires a continuous mobile data connection because your work uploads to the BlueDAG web portal in real time. This feature makes it possible for a supervisor or project manager to review your inspection progress as it happens. I'll tap My Assignment to open it. I see a series of checklists to work through. Note that the evaluation assignment can be as narrow or as broad as desired. The collector can be assigned a full set of checklists for an entire facility, a single checklist for one element, or anything in between. Each checklist has an indicator to show how much work has been completed by the collector. We have yet to start, so all indicators show 0% completed. Let's do some inspections. We will begin with some parking lot features. I'll tap the Access Aisle checklist and start it. I'm prompted to identify this access aisle with some descriptive information, so I'll do that now. Click Next to move to the next step. I'm now presented with a series of questions about the access aisle. Question 1. Does the access aisle serve a van accessible space? A figure below the question shows me what I'm looking for. I can tap the figure to enlarge it if needed. The figure matches what I see in the parking lot, so I'll answer yes to this question. Next question. Is the access aisle on the passenger side of the van accessible parking space? Once again, an illustration is provided with the question, and I can tap it to zoom in on it. This time I'll answer no. The app prompts me to take an overview picture that shows the parking spaces and access aisle. The picture will be used to document and verify the conditions that I've reported. I can take a new picture with my device's camera or select an existing one from my photo gallery. I'll tap the option to take a picture with my camera. I can retake the photo if I need to, or choose an existing image to replace it. I'll move on by tapping Next. Now I'm asked if the access aisle has a second parking space next to it. As before, I can tap the illustration to examine the condition more closely. I'll answer no to indicate that this access aisle has no adjacent second parking stall. The next question asks if the accessible van parking space is at least 12 foot wide. Checking with a tape measure, I find that the space is less than 12 feet wide, so I'll answer no. Now I'm asked if there are any abrupt changes in level in the access aisle. Some examples are given in the text and images that accompany this question. I'll answer yes. I'm prompted to take a picture to document the condition, and like before, I can use my camera or my photo gallery. I'll click Next when done with photos. The remainder of the checklist continues like this. Depending upon the instructions I was given by my project manager, I can skip parts of the checklist. Clicking Next at the bottom of the screen advances through the checklist without requiring me to answer each question. At the end of a checklist, I can see a list of any questions that I did not answer. If desired, I can revisit those questions with the Go To link. When finished, I click Complete Checklist. Now the access aisle checklist is marked 100% complete. If I need to inspect another access aisle, I can click Add to start a new access aisle checklist. All of the checklists assigned to me must be completed before I can submit and close the evaluation. I will mark all of my checklists as complete and demonstrate the final steps in submitting an evaluation in the Apprentice app. However, before I do that, let's go back to the web portal and see what I've accomplished so far. Here is our evaluation in the web portal. I'll click on Checklist tab. Here I can see the checklists that were completed in the Apprentice app. This list will grow in real time as more data is gathered in the field. Click on a checklist to open it. Click the Checklist Details tab to see the questions that were answered by the collector. I can review their answers and see the pictures they took. The photos can be expanded by clicking on them. The checklist generated 2 barrier findings, indicated by the ID numbers under answers 2 and 5. Let's take a look at those findings. I'll return to the evaluation and click on the Findings tab. We can see the 2 barrier findings that were created from the collector's checklist answers. Note that the findings are grouped under the descriptive area label supplied by the collector when they start the checklist. All of this information is updated in the web portal in real time as the collector completes the checklists in the field. Now, let's switch back to the Apprentice app. I've marked most of my checklists as completed. I'll click on the checklist for toilet and grab bar features. I'll give it an identifying descriptor, creating an area grouping for the findings in the web portal. I click Next to advance to the first question. Note at the bottom of the screen where it reads 2 of 42. This tells me what question I'm working on and how many total questions are in this checklist. The Collector app checklist will automatically skip any question that don't need to be answered. Here, I'll indicate that I don't want to evaluate a toilet. Note that I'm now on question 14 of 42. Questions 3 through 13 pertain to toilets, so they were skipped. I've set this checklist to complete for the purpose of this demonstration. Reviewing the evaluation, we see that all checklists are marked complete. I have a Submit Assignment button near the bottom of the screen. I'll tap the button to finalize my work. The next screen confirms the submission. The evaluation has been removed from my device, and I'm ready for my next assignment. Let's go back to the web portal. Note that the status of the evaluation is set to Review. I'll switch to the Findings tab. I can review the findings that were created from the Apprentice App checklist and make edits if needed. I'll switch to the Checklist tab. Now I see a complete list of all the checklists the collector had completed for this evaluation. I can review these, and if deemed necessary, I can assign additional work to the collector or request clarifications while they still are in the field. This concludes the demonstration of BlueDAG's Apprentice Mobile App. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. Let's work together to build a more accessible world.